Hey there, Angry Faithful. I just wanted to drop in, bend your ear a little bit, get your attention. So if you're not listening, drop what you're doing and pay attention to me because I'm here to inform you that not only can you get your daily, maybe if you're binging it, I'm not sure, that's entirely up to you, but you can multiply your doses of angry me fuckery by paying attention to all of the platforms upon which you can find either the dulcet tones of my voice and David's voice or my pretty face and David's not so pretty face. Anyways, digressing, we not only on we are on YouTube, we are on Spotify, we're on Rumble, we're on Google, Apple Podcast. We have a TikTok page. We're on Twitter, Instagram, and of course Facebook. So if you find yourself fuckery deprived, curl up with a nice hot mug of shut the fuck up and just listen. Open those ear holes and be prepared to be cream pied like it's the first time. Thanks for listening.
Welcome, Angry Faithful. Today on Nerd Sport, damn it, I was looking at that stuff and I had something else looked up, and Ultimate Frisbee Challenge is what we're going to talk about today. It's like
Okay, so
it's like football, but
I played that in school, like during recess,
yeah,
and it was a God, I can't believe I just remembered this. It was a belt loop that you could earn in Cub Scouts, I think.
was it really?
Mm-hmm.
All right. So
Yeah, like you can pass the frisbee, but as soon as you catch the frisbee, you can't go more than 2 steps.
yeah, that's what it was saying.
Yeah.
You had to pass it along and everything.
Okay. Some of those plays, man, some of the athleticism that I've seen on videos from that, like on TikTok or YouTube or whatever, it's kind of nuts, man. Just like dudes be laying out for some frisbees though, man. I'm like, good God.
One thing before we start though, I
Yeah.
wanted to give a little bit of a thing that happened last week. I don't know if we talked about it on Psychos and Sociopaths or oh wow, they're breaking down right now. But anyways, I don't think we talked about it on Psychos and Sociopaths. It was one I think we just like uh hand pretty much found out about it on last Thursday. And we're just going to do a little homage to our favorite character. So here we go.
I am vengeance. I am the night. I am Batman.
Yep, Kevin Conroy
Conroy.
died. Yep, Kevin Conroy died at 66. There was a I put it I think today or yesterday in our super secret group chat that it was a like comic book style, and it was basically uh Batman not talking because he lost his voice, and it showed
Yes, I saw
was,
that panel. Yeah, I saw that panel you posted. That was classy, man. I like that.
yeah, that was fucking great.
Um,
But yeah,
kind of want to start things. Kind of want to start things off news wise. A little bit of a somber note. Actually, a very somber note. That way we can build up and end on a good note, like we usually do.
and there'll probably be less verbal bashing from everybody else towards me.
Yeah, it won't be as fun of an episode.
I know. I know.
Right? Okay. Over the weekend, 3 Virginia football players were murdered.
What?
Yeah. Um, there was an ex-player by the name of Christopher Darnell Jones Jr. He played for the team his senior year. Murdered 3 players: Devin Chandler, Lavelle Davis Jr., and Deshaun Perry. They were all fatally shot, according to the University of Virginia president Jim Ryan. 2 other students were hospitalized for gunshot wounds. Mike Hollins, and also a member of the football team, remains in critical condition after a gunshot wound to the back that is believed to have exited through his abdomen. He was taken off of a ventilator and is doing well today after undergoing a second surgery, according to Sports Illustrated. The other student hospitalized but listed in stable condition is not a member of the football team. Now, Jones is initially being charged with 3 counts of second-degree murder and 3 counts of using a handgun in the commission of a felony that could the charges could change as the investigation progresses. But the University of Virginia police chief Tim Longo was alerted during a Monday morning press conference that Jones was taken into custody about 11 a.m. Eastern time. Now, Jones is an active student, well, at least was an active student at Virginia, but no longer a member of the football team, is accused of shooting 5 people on a bus at the Culbreth Garage parking deck on the UVA Central grounds at around 10:16 p.m. on Sunday. The shooting occurred following a class trip to see a play in Washington, D.C. I cannot find the words, quote, I cannot find the words to express the devastation and heartache that our team is feeling today after the tragic events last night that resulted in the deaths of Lavelle, Deshaun, and Devin, and the others who were injured, said Coach Tony Elliott in a statement. Quote, these were incredibly young men with huge aspirations and extremely bright futures. Our hearts ache for their families, their classmates, and their friends. These precious young men were called away too soon. We were all fortunate to have had them be a part of our lives. They touched us, inspired us, and worked incredibly hard as representatives of our program, university, and community. Rest in peace, young men. Now, there was a shelter-in-place order that was issued on the campus, but it was lifted late Monday after the Virginia campus was locked down with classes canceled, as a thorough search for Jones was completed. Charlottesville City schools also canceled classes for more than 4,000 local students. Now, the thing, I've heard a lot of different things about this. Darnell Jones Jr., who is the shooter, I heard some reports stating that his dad had reached out to campus authorities or at least university authorities concerning a phone call that he had with his son, stating that he was being picked on and he felt like he was being bullied. From the pictures that I've seen of this Jones guy.
Well, what they got here on the motives is bullying, entheanthropia, and mental illness.
Well, the mental illness part, yeah, if there's bullying involved, I'm not saying that excuses his behavior, because nothing excuses behavior like this. However,
basically,
there seems to be kind of a system or a systemic problem in the country, and I'm talking from elementary school all the way through the collegiate levels. That if everybody, it sounds great on paper that we've got this anti-bullying policy, but whenever instances of bullying are reported, they're not doing anything about it.
Yeah, that's a lot of the cases of any kind of school and everything. It's really sad that they don't do anything. I mean,
and I think that a lot of these school shootings could be averted if the school districts, the individual campuses, the universities, they would play a more active role. I mean, when I know that especially here in Texas, one of the chief complaints is that teachers are not actually teaching. they're not educators anymore. They're teaching to a test. And for those of you here in Texas, know it as the STAR test. School districts use this money based on the results of their students in this test to earn money from the state for things like programs and building funds and things of that nature. Teachers they're not incentivized anymore to play an active role in the lives of children.
Yeah, there's a what is it? There's a like a lot of homeschools now. They teach you the basics and everything. The parents teach basics, but they also more or less teach for their hobbies,
life skills,
or whatever the kid is interested in. And that's oh man, that I wish I could get something like that for my child, but
yeah, I know for like our two youngest steps, or my two youngest stepsons here. They're not homeschooled, but they take school online. I know that when they're done, instead of just turning them loose on a video game or whatever, I'm usually home during the day, and I'm able to tell them, hey, go clean your room, make your beds, pick up your laundry, clean up the game room, make sure that your electronic cables, charging cables, USBs, stuff like that. It's all picked up and it's stowed neatly in the shelves that we've provided for you, kind of a thing. And we get them outside and we get them active, and after a while, then you can go ahead and get on, play whatever game. But I think that a majority of the problems that we see on campuses of any level, again, is teachers are not incentivized enough to intervene. Kids have too much power. And I say that very, very confidently, that kids have incredibly too much power these days.
You know what? I'm gonna go up to MSU and see if I can get anybody on what the hell, and see if we can get what they're doing. I mean, it's probably different in each campus.
You might want to try starting with the campus security, campus police.
This is true.
Yeah, so start there. If they're not willing to go, then get a hold of the public affairs department for the university and see if somebody's willing to come on and talk about more than just their talking points.
Yeah, I can get my brother-in-law, see if what he thinks, because what he was telling me over the weekend, when we went out there, he was telling me that people just don't want to learn. I mean, he has a syllabus, and that's what the complications he's having, because he's thinking about doing once he's getting his master's degree, after maybe about a year or so, doing going to these companies and actually physically going there and teaching motor controls. Because a lot of people just don't.
I'll talk to my sister-in-law, because she's got a master's degree in education, and she's, I married into a family of educators, so let me talk to her, see if she wants to come on, and we can talk about stuff like, talk about that subject where the kids are just, the classroom life, kids being too empowered and things of that nature.
Well,
so we may be able to attack this from a couple different angles.
Maybe we'll just have to check it out.
But true to form, we got off into the weeds and we did it early, but I wanted to tackle that particular subject because that was a big thing. This Saturday, when the University of Virginia takes the field, look for national coverage.
Yeah.
And and rightfully so. I mean, these young men were gunned down for, apparently, I mean, I don't want to say no reason, but well, I mean, when you're talking about just cold-blooded violence like that with a gun, yeah, I mean, that there's no reason for that. his life was not in danger. He was not leveling. He was not aiming at an enemy combatant. He took the very violent, cowardly way out of a problem that could have been handled a lot differently.
Yeah.
But
A lot of there's a little bit of coverage on it for right now, but we're not going to go too deep into it because it's I'm not glorifying that kind of violence or anything.
no, we're not.
That's what I feel.
But let's jump into baseball.
Yeah.
Baseball handed out a lot of their postseason award or their season awards this year: Gold Glove, Silver Sluggers. There's some free agent news. Terry Francona, manager of the Cleveland Guardians, won Manager of the Year for the American League. It's his third time winning this award. Terry Francona is always going to have a place near and dear to my heart because he was manager of the Red Sox in 2004 and 2007 when they won the World Series. Most significantly in 2004 when we finally broke the curse of the Bambino. Good job for Tito Francona. I love the guy. He's a great manager. The guy's just got so much baseball IQ. It's not even funny. On the National League side, the Mets managed to actually pull out some kind of hardware from the season, given that their expectations were kind of high, and then they just kind of failed miserably, to the hands of the to the Philadelphia Phillies, if I'm not mistaken. But anyways, their manager Buck Showalter, he was the guy that during that San Diego game, or no, it was San Diego that took him out of the playoffs. But during that San Diego game when Joe Musgrove was just like absolutely dealing it, off from the mound, and his hitters had no answer for it, and he had them do a complete check to make sure he wasn't using some kind of sticky substance.
Yeah, and he gave the
Buck Showalter is the manager of the Mets that instigated that whole thing. So he managed to pull down a Manager of the Year award, which I say good for him. Buck Showalter, again, he's been in the game for a very, very long time. And he became the first manager to win the Manager of the Year award with 4 different teams. So it's
4 different
teams. Four different teams. But given the Mets and the Mets' propensity to just turn in subpar performances, even at a professional level, he managed to get his team to the postseason and create a lot of buzz and a lot of static and a lot of hype for the guys playing out of Queens. But going on from there, Julio Rodriguez for the American League won Rookie of the Year for the Seattle Mariners. Let me see here. There was a lot of there's still a lot of guys out there on the free agent market. Anthony Rizzo, he had declined he became a free agent at the end of the year for the Yankees. Houston was rumored to be targeting him.
There's like four teams that are actually trying to get him. I think it was
the Yankees re-signed him a couple of hours ago.
Oh, well. There goes that knowledge, because that was about
Carlos Correa. Guy's got a lot of talent, but he's generally kind of all about him. Some circles he might be missed in the Houston Astros locker room, but for the most part, with Jeremy Pena arriving on the scene and doing what he did in the postseason, earning the MVP honors for both the ALCS and the World Series as a rookie. I think Houston has found their replacement for Carlos Correa at shortstop. So don't look for Carlos Correa to darken the doorstep of Minute Maid Park anytime soon as a member of that club. As far as I know, Aaron Judge is still up for grabs.
Oh, that
He's
was
heavily rumored. The Giants and the Dodgers are heavily rumored to be in heavy on him. Justin Verlander is a free agent.
Is there
I mean,
another?
there's just so much to go over. I mean, literally, if we were to go over the entire hot stove, it would take up the entirety of an episode, and I don't want to do that right now. I mean, we may do like a special edition, kind of like in the middle of December, special edition hot stove nerd sports, where we talk about nothing but the free agent market, talk about moves. I generally, anytime I address stuff like that, I want to take a look at what the market looks like after the winter meetings.
You know what? Oh, you have all the stuff for the account, right?
Mm-hmm.
Just put it on the cloud and I'll edit it. And we'll just put it in a special edition.
Okay. All right. Well, we'll talk about that off camera. Let me see here. NFL news. Man. Wow. Our picks.
Yeah, we did it.
Yeah. Let me get these pulled up here real quick, and we can talk about the magic that was not our picks this week.
Yeah.
All right. So first off, we had the Falcons beating the Panthers. No, we started the week off with an L. The Falcons lost to the Panthers 15-25 in Carolina. So, hey, awesome. I had the Bucks pick to win over the Seahawks in Munich, Germany. So Tom Brady is now 2-0 post-divorce. And he is the first quarterback in NFL history to win all 4 of his international games. We had the Bills over the Vikings. That game was close, but the Vikings pulled out a nail biter in Buffalo 33-30.
So, okay, going back, since I didn't get to retouch on that, basically what you're saying is Brady got fixed up after he's like, you know what? Fuck off.
Well, I mean, after the divorce was final, he had nothing else. So, I mean, he's like, all right, I'm going to live at the clubhouse, which is basically what I wanted to do anyway. Look for Brady to be dangerous.
Yeah. I mean,
all right. So now the next game, we had the Chicago Bears picked to beat the Detroit Lions in Chicago, the Windy City, Soldier Field.
you're hyping this up and they bombed horribly.
The Lions won 31-30.
Yeah.
The Lions are now 3-6. Kiss the first round draft pick goodbye, boys. I mean, for all intents and purposes, if Detroit goes on this incredibly huge winning streak and they run the rest of the season, they could very well win their division and qualify for the playoffs.
That would be strange, but we're not going to get our hopes up yet because
right. Yeah, so the fans of the Silver and Columbia Blue,
fan.
Make sure that don't hold your breath.
Yeah, I'm
I promise you.
I'm an ex-Dallas fan because
the last time that a group of men held their collective breaths, we were waiting for Apollo 11 to land on the moon. So just don't go there yet. Next up, the Chiefs versus the Jaguars. We had the Chiefs picked in that one. We actually got that one. So right now we are 2 we're 2-3, so we're still below 500. We're going to try to get this turned around. I have faith. The Chiefs beat up on the Jaguars 27-17.
Thank God we're not like legally betting on these matches, or we
right. I mean, I'm the furthest thing from Mattress Mac, so
yeah.
I mean, I can't even say free and make it sound legitimate. So there we go. We had the Dolphins over the Browns. The Dolphins did manage to win that game 39-17. So we're now 3-3 for our picks for the week. We had the Giants picked to beat the Texans, and they did 24-16. So now we're 4-3. We're turning it around. Hey, and we had the Saints over the Steelers. Nope. Steelers beat the Saints 20-10. We're now 4-4. For those of you keeping score at home.
That was one I called, right? Because I couldn't.
No,
no.
no, it wasn't.
Oh, last week.
Actually, no,
Last
it wasn't.
week?
No, it wasn't. No, it wasn't. No, it wasn't. Okay. We also had the Titans picked to beat the Donkeys of Denver. And they are the Denver
Broncos.
Hey, look at that. Chris would be so happy. Look at you. They managed to pull that off and pull our record back even 5 to 5.
It was an instant. I'm not telling. I'm not lying on that one. I was like, "What? Donkeys? Donkeys make Broncos? Okay, I got it."
All right, so the Titans managed to pull a win out 17-10 over Denver Broncos. We had the Raiders picked to beat the Colts. That was a close game. 20-25 in favor of the Colts. So now we're 5-6.
Yeah.
And we're about to take another L here because we had the Cowboys picked to beat the Packers. I don't know what happened. The Cowboys led the entire game. I stepped away for 20 minutes.
I was actually watching that game. Like, I did the same thing that you did. I was like, oh, okay. I guess we got a couple more minutes. I got to go get something to eat. I go get something to eat. So I'm not paying attention to the fucking game. And I come back and I'm like, what the fuck happened?
Yeah.
Where did this shit happen?
Right? I'm sitting there going, huh? What? That was a field goal, right?
It wasn't even neck and neck.
No, I don't know what happened with the Packers. They ended up beating the Cowboys 28-31.
I think I know what they need to do. They need to get rid of that Dax Shepard.
Dak Prescott.
Was he playing this weekend? I thought
he was.
Okay.
Yes, he was.
Oh,
we had the Cardinals. We had the Cardinals losing to the Rams.
You mean the Cards, right?
Yeah.
That's what you put on the thing.
The Cards won. So we took 3 L's in a row. We're not going to get a winning record this week.
I mean, we got most of them.
And most of them would say that we got more than 50%, and that is not the case, my friend. We did have the Niners beating the Chargers, which happened 22-16. We had the Eagles going to 9-0 over the Washington Commanders. The Commanders beat the Eagles. The Eagles are no longer undefeated. There are no more undefeated teams in the NFL. The Eagles took their first loss in a divisional game against Washington, 21-32.
I still wouldn't be surprised to seeing the Eagles making it.
The Eagles are most likely going to win the division this year unless they just completely fall flat after getting punched in the mouth if you want to call that a punch in the mouth, but still.
Well, where's the Super Bowl game at this year?
Oh, dude, I don't even know.
As long as I'll figure that out real quick. As long as it's not in Pittsburgh, because after Matt,
no, it's always going to be in a place that's either indoors or with great weather. All right. So Thursday night, we've got the Titans at the Packers. I'm going to take the Packers over the Titans on this one.
State Farm Stadium in Glendale, Arizona.
Okay. So Arizona. Okay. We're going to take the Packers over the Titans just simply because the Packers, with as much of a train wreck as they are, I think they're slightly less of a train wreck than Tennessee is. Although Tennessee is starting to try to figure it out a little bit, I don't think their defense is going to be able to figure out Aaron Rodgers as long as the Aaron Rodgers that we all know shows up to play. Next, it's the Chicago Bears at the Atlanta Falcons. I'm going to take the Bears on this one. Moving on. We've got the Panthers at the Ravens. We're going to take the Ravens on this one.
I'm sorry. I'm looking at something real quick.
Next up, we've got the Bills hosting the Cleveland Browns. The Bills are going to get it figured out, and the Browns are going to go home on a long plane ride after freezing their nuts off. The Washington Commanders are coming in to play the Houston Texans at NRG Stadium next weekend on my birthday, no less, November 20th. I think we're going to take the Commanders over the Texans.
That's so strange. The win-loss ratio. I was just curious of the win-loss ratio with
Record, you mean?
the huh
Yeah. You said win-loss ratios or
ratio
win-loss records.
ratio. This is percentage, so it would be ratios.
Okay.
But I'm looking at it with Tennessee and Green Bay, and oh fucking hell, they messed that up. Looks like Tennessee's beating their ass each and every time. Tennessee, not because they added on this list, they added in Houston. So
are you wanting to change our pick and take the Titans over the Packers? I'll let you own that one, man. You want to go that way?
yeah. If I fell big, and I don't know what I'm talking about anyways.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, you've heard it here first. David Dickerman is showing the size of his balls, and he's taking a pick this week. All right, so moving on, we are talking about the Eagles visiting Indianapolis. We're going to take the Eagles on this one over the Colts. The Jets are going to go up to go to Foxborough. Now, I learned my lesson last time. I said that the Jets were playing great football and that they were going to take care of business. Bill Belichick seemed to have the answer, so we're looking for the Patriots to do the season sweep over the Jets. Next up, we have got the Rams and the Saints. As much as I hate to say it, we're going to take the Rams over the Saints on this one. Oh, the Lions at the Giants.
Giants. Hands down Giants.
Okay. See, if we get this wrong again, if any of our listeners are Lions fans, they're going to give us shit. They're going to give us grief.
We won last week.
But I'm saying if they beat the Giants, then they're going to start chirping. You're going to
Yeah,
start.
I
We're going to the Super Bowl, baby. Like,
I
look,
seriously doubt any.
pump the brakes, Thanos. Like, come
I
on, man.
seriously fucking doubt that.
All right. The Raiders at the Broncos, the Donkeys of Denver, the Mile High Asses. I'm taking the Raiders.
Yeah, I would take the Broncos.
You're really going to go with the Broncos?
Mm-hmm. They got a. I'm looking at the scores from last. Not scores, but the statistics from last. Well, actually, this season for the conference. Broncos are 0.333 and Raiders are 0.222. And
all right, so and on our picks, I have the
I mean
Raiders over the Donkeys. Let me finish.
Go ahead.
Raiders over the Donkeys, and then in parentheses, right below that, David's pick is Denver over Las Vegas.
Yeah. What they're basically the same team. I mean, it'd be a good matchup and everything because Broncos are 3-6 and Raiders are 2-7. It's damn near close to it.
And now we got the Cowboys visiting Minnesota to play the Vikings. I want to say Dallas. Football is not a game of analytics. It shouldn't be, just like baseball shouldn't be.
You say that, but remember Moneyball. Man, I would take the Vikings on that. Because Vikings have an 8-1 win ratio, and Cowboys only still have the 6-3. And
I know, but you can't look at the strength of their schedule though. Look at the division that they're playing
in. Okay,
I mean, you can't look at it just by wins and losses alone. I mean, you really can't. I mean, that would be like, okay, say in college football, let's just say, for example, you got Georgia, who is undefeated right now. Okay. If they were to sit there and go, you know what? We need another undefeated team to pick on. Well, there's TCU, sure, but they play a schedule that's pretty tough because they're still in the Big 10 or the Big 12. So we're going to take Mother St. Francis. They're undefeated, but they play Division two football. So that would be like giving the Division two team a lot more water than, or a lot more weight than they're probably able to carry. I mean, would they be able to show up for a couple of plays every now and then? Maybe. But the scoreboard definitely would reflect. One, you're talking about the level of the talent. You're talking about the conference that they play in. Whereas versus the NFL, there's still a thing called strength of schedule. Okay. The Vikings, they played some really great games. And they've got a better win-loss record than the Cowboys do. The Cowboys play in the NFC East. I know that there's jokes out there. This is the NFC league, whatever. Okay. Even in the games that the Cowboys have lost, save for the exception of a couple. Okay. They've been there at the end. And when the Vikings have lost, they have lost. Okay. So I'm not saying that Minnesota is a bad team. I've stated in the past that Minnesota is a good team, but I don't think that their defense is going to be able to keep up with the Dallas offense as long as the offensive line blocks, creates running lanes, and opens up the passing game. And people like CeeDee Lamb and Schultz can get open across the flat or down the sidelines. And Dak Prescott shows up and plays the game that we know he's capable of playing. I don't think that Minnesota's defense has an answer. Now, conversely, on the other side of the ball, I know that Kirk Cousins is a great quarterback. I know that he can drop a dime downfield, but he's dropping dimes on defenses that don't have shutdown corners like Trayvon Diggs, rather. They're not facing defenses that have people like Micah Parsons in them. And as much as I think that Leighton Vander Esch is on his way out as an NFL linebacker, I think that he's still one of the better linebackers in the league because he's able to get that penetration and he has an incredibly high number of tackles, play-ending tackles so far this season. So I think that as far as the numbers match up, as far as you're talking about depth of talent and just stats from the individual players alone, I think Dallas has the edge in this. I don't think that you can go based solely off of the win-loss record.
Okay.
But you're still sticking with the Vikings.
I'm still sticking with the Vikings.
Okay. All right. I've notated it as such.
Because I even looked at the teams that they've actually played and everything, and they've been close games.
Mm-hmm.
Each one of them been close games. The only one that actually stopped the Vikings was the Eagles.
Mm-hmm.
And that was a horrible game. And I'm just also looking at highlights, and it's kind of looking like
Now, I know that this is going to come across as, kind of trying to butter your bread on both sides. Given what I had just said about Dallas, they are also known for not showing up.
Oh yeah.
It's like they invite the second string practice squad on the trip, and there's a fight that breaks out in the locker room, and the practice squad suits up in the starters' uniforms and goes out there and tries to impersonate NFL players. I get that. I'm sticking with the Cowboys because I think that the Cowboys are just the tiniest bit bitter about dropping this game to Green Bay. And they're looking for somebody to take it out on. And the Minnesota Vikings just happen to be in the same division as the Green Bay Packers. So there's that. That's what I'm going off of. I'm going off of what I've seen from the defense and the offense so far this year.
No. I totally get that. The thing is this. I don't think Dak's Prescott is fully healed. I think he should have took another couple of games off.
Well, be that as it may, Dak Prescott may not be completely healed. I mean, as far as like the MRIs or the X-rays, and whatever the doctors, the orthopedic surgeons, and things like that, as far as his hand is concerned, they may sign off on it. And I think that he is missing a huge opportunity last week when they had the bye. He should have had his butt out at the training facility with his receiver core, with his tight ends, with his center, with his running backs, out there getting their timing down.
Yeah.
Getting on the same sheet of music. And I think that the passes that he overthrew, underthrew, and the passes that were just flat out airmailed, 99% of them, I think, were just due to the fact that he hasn't worked all the rust off. And if he's really earnest about getting out there, getting back into form, getting back into the groove of things, and start putting up these good quarterback rating numbers and stacking up the passing yards, he needs to take advantage of this week and be the first person there and the last person to leave. And I know that I talk about Tom Brady a lot, but he needs to take a page out of Brady's playbook and do exactly that. Mimic his work ethic.
I think you're absolutely right on that. So let's get on.
Moving on. So we got the Bengals at the Steelers.
Just pick one on that one because
I'm taking the Bengals.
I'm not even going to try on that one because the Steelers kind of like pretty much pissed me off from the last couple of seasons. So right. I voted for them and they failed me completely.
All right, so we're taking the Bengals over the Steelers, and we're going to take the Chiefs over the Chargers. Moving on to the Monday night game, we've got the 49ers visiting Arizona. I'm sticking with the Niners.
Yeah,
I'm going to take them over the Cards. Teams on a bye this week are going to be Tampa Bay, Jacksonville, Miami, and Seattle. Seattle and Tampa Bay, I get that a lot of international travels. I mean, that's not really going to be conducive. That's just setting people up for failure. Jacksonville needs to figure something out. In Miami, they could always use the rest. But there's only 4 teams on a bye week this week. The next opponents for those prospective teams, Buccaneers are going to be at Cleveland. We're going to take Tampa Bay on that game. The Jaguars are going to be visiting Baltimore. We're going to take Baltimore on that game. The Dolphins are going to be visiting Houston. We're taking Miami on that game. And the Seahawks are going to visit Las Vegas. I'm more leaning towards the Seahawks on that one because I think they've got it together. The Raiders, they build the hopes up of their fan base, and then just kind of I mean, if you're going to catch the clap, the one place to do it would be Las Vegas, and that's exactly what the Raiders are going to do to their fan base, and it's just dribble the clap all over their faces like a really Walmart great value brand bukkake party as they cross the finish line and go off into the off season to play golf. But yeah, those are our picks. Let's go over them again. We've got the Titans over the Packers, Bears over the Falcons, Ravens beating the Panthers, Bills over the Browns, Commanders over the Texans, Eagles over the Colts, Patriots beating the Jets, Rams over the Saints, Giants over the Lions, Raiders over the Donkeys, David going the other way on that pick, and the Cowboys over the Vikings, again, David going the other way, Bengals over the Steelers, Chiefs over the Chargers, and the Niners over the Cards. Sound like a good plan to you? Sounds like a great plan to me.
All right.
And before we get
I
into
just-
NASCAR news,
yes, definitely. Before we get into NASCAR, just hurry up and say what you need to say.
I was going to give Colin a call.
Oh yeah. While you're doing that, Rams quarterback Matthew Stanford's wife Kelly once again posted a message on to the MFL on her Instagram account about the league's handling of injuries. Damn, fucking pop up ads. This time the message was not regarding something that happened to Stanford, but instead about her husband's teammate Cooper Kupp.
Yeah, he's got an ankle injury, I think, or he's got a knee or something like that. Yeah, ankle. I saw that today.
It's a high ankle sprain. Culp will be placed on the injured reserves list, meaning he will miss at least the next 4 weeks. On Tuesday, Stanford's wife posted a message to the league regarding players' sufferers. At an NFL, do something, blah blah blah. Show that you want to make it better for future generations, saying it doesn't matter what these men play on, it's completely negligence on your part. I'm trying to figure out what, I mean, he's got 4 weeks off on a high ankle.
Higher rate of incidence on artificial turf field versus natural grass, which she's not wrong.
Okay. One, I can't hear you.
Production of AstroTurf, we have injuries like turf toe, things like that.
I can't hear you, bro. No. But what Johnny was saying, what Johnny was saying.
Can you hear me now?
Nope. Yeah, it happens. There we go. I can hear you now.
No, that wasn't me. That was Colin.
Oh.
I swear to God, I didn't do anything. Hold on a minute. You know what we need to do? Colin, can you hear me?
Yes.
We need to get the Zoom app on your phone.
I'm not just use just
because we don't want to use Discord. Hold on.
so much easier.
Can you hear me now, David?
Yeah, I can hear you perfectly fine now.
All right, because now I'm on my MacBook microphone. Colin, can you still hear me?
Yep.
Can you hear Colin?
Yeah.
Okay. Let's try to do this. Colin, you ready?
Yeah.
All right, here we go. I gotta try to free flow this intro this week because I'm not prepared. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, angry faithful of all ages, all 2 genders of you, I present to you my genetic code, my offspring, my ball player, my savage toe-headed son, here for your delight, amusement, impossible emotional scarring of your frontal cortex, your earlobes, and your eyes. It's joke time with Colin.
Yay.
Do you think when a deaf girl masturbates, she uses one hand, uses the other one to moan?
I saw that and I've heard that joke before.
It's still
but dude,
funny.
whenever you deliver it, it's just so much better. Oh my gosh.
Dude, have you seen that trailer for that new Santa
Violent Night? Yeah.
Yeah, Violent Night.
That's going to be something that we go see when I get you guys for Christmas vacation.
So cool.
Me and Kenny are going to go.
Also, it's really funny.
How was your day today?
Good.
How was
I
Brothers?
have good. I have field trip tomorrow.
Where are you heading?
The CEC.
The what?
College career pet or something. The college something.
Okay.
The CEC.
Okay. College and or career
exploration something.
Oh, exploration, career exploration college or something like that.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. All right. Okay. Oh, ladies and gentlemen, for those of you who can see on video, well, you can't see on video.
Yeah,
Holy crap!
video.
Because we don't have them on Zoom yet. Hey, Sally girl. Sally is my son's dog.
No.
Doesn't like being on camera. Awesome. All right, bud. I'll give you a call this weekend. Well, actually, I'll give you a call probably Thursday. See what you guys are up to. Give brother a hug for me. I love you all 3,000. Later. My genetic code on display for your ear holes, everybody. You're welcome. No need to thank me. I'm here for perpetuity. He is my claim to immortality. Thank me later. All right, let me see if I can get everything switched back over now. Can you hear me now?
Yeah, I can still hear you.
I gotta figure that out. He's like, well, why don't you just use Discord? I'm like, because we don't want to use Discord.
Tell him to use Zoom.
Yeah. Well, the thing of it is that because his mom pays for his phone, she has to give him permission to put Zoom on his phone.
And it's free.
I understand that, but she has to put in the whole parental thing.
Oh.
Yeah. So, but that would be
Oh, by the way, to answer that question, if they masturbate with one hand and moan with the other one,
I would think that they would just sound like a dying porpoise.
No, you never seen the movie I Hope They Sell Beer in Hell?
No.
First fucking scene, dude. Just watch this first scene in this movie. I mean, the whole movie is great, and it's a great book. What it's happening is the guy's like having sex with a deaf girl, and she can't hear how loud she is, so she's screaming at the top of her lungs. And these cops just bust in and basically tackles the guy. She's fucking pissed off, and she's like, "What the hell are you doing? What the hell are you doing? I almost came."
Okay. Okay, I'm gonna have to find this movie now.
It's really good.
Oh my god. Okay. Moving on to NASCAR news. All right. So, not a lot there. The Hendrick Motorsports has built a 24 hours of Le Mans a car. They're fielding a car for the 24-hour race at Le Mans. It's called Garage 56 is the name of the team. They just wrapped up a 2-day testing period at Virginia International Raceway, which is a road course. It looks a lot like the current generation of NASCAR Cup cars. Kind of makes you wonder why NASCAR went that way. Personally, I don't like the amount of road races that have been introduced into the schedule. NASCAR has traditionally been an oval racing format, whether it be short track, intermediate, super speedways. I mean, I think the sprinkling of road courses is okay, but with the oversaturation of them this year or for the last couple of years, I think that it's going to be more detrimental for the sport. If you want to develop a road course series, do that away from the Cup Series. Do that away from the National Touring Series. And I'm talking about Cups, Xfinity, and trucks.
I mean, make a dedicated road course circuit for NASCAR and just have it as another division. But don't. I just and with next year with this street course in Chicago. I mean, yeah, Chicago was the site of the first auto race, but I don't think that they're going to make that historical connection unless Dale Jr. happens to do it during the broadcast. But I don't see it working out for him, at least not long term anyway. But yeah,
really sad.
What's that?
The price on the weekend pass for Sunday and Saturday. You know how much it is?
For what, NASCAR?
No, Le Mans.
What?
75 euros, which is probably around about $65.
That's actually not bad.
Yeah.
For the whole weekend?
Yeah. The weekend pass.
Okay. You know, man, I don't have a whole lot this week. I mean,
actually, it's $77.79, so it's still not bad.
Yeah, still, you're looking at less than $100 for 2 days of racing, and you get to see all kinds of concept cars, spec cars. I mean, you get to see everything. And it's a 24-hour race. I mean, yeah. And plus, I mean, it's probably a once in a lifetime kind of an opportunity for a lot of people here in America to go to Le Mans in the first place. But I mean, I think it'll be a good showing for NASCAR. I don't think the transaxles that they've got in those cars are going to be worth the shit after 24 hours if they make it the full 24 hours. But I think that maybe they're going to try to hash that out with the testing. They're going to, at this point, try to figure out ways to work on the car itself. But I don't know. We'll see what happens. And we haven't even been here full. Well, maybe just because we started early. So we're looking at just right at an hour this week.
Yeah.
Okay. Well,
which, I mean, unless there's not really any kind of news. I mean, Henry Cavill is they're the nerd part. They're trying to do a petition for The Witcher and get Henry Cavill back and get those writers fired. That
yeah, because I think that I did read an article where Henry Cavill, he was like he voluntarily left the show because the writers were trying to take it a different direction.
Well, it was part of his contract that he was supposed to do 7 seasons. Okay. And he's allowed to get out of that contract if they don't play tribute to the actual books. I mean, you can do different writing and whatnot.
Yeah, I mean,
a little bit of interpretation, but
yeah, I think Netflix was just trying to take it the direction that Netflix tries to take everything that they put their hands on. Now, as far as Witcher news, in addition to that, for those of you who game and have next-gen consoles like the PS5 or the Xbox Series X, like I do, The Witcher 3 is getting a next-gen update to include DLC that runs concurrent with the Netflix series material.
Oh, they got a quest for...
They're going to add stuff from the show in the game, which tells me that now that the show is starting to become canon.
That's not bad. It's canon in the video games, not in the books. I mean, you can't do that. Yeah. Because they put a lot of quests that are just extra into the game. Just
yeah.
I mean, I love Witcher 3.
No, my oldest stepson, he's been playing the new God of War Ragnarok. I think he said that the campaign is something to the tune of like 30, almost 40 hours long.
Wow.
That's not counting side quests, and that is all he has been doing is doing the side quests. So yeah.
There's other than the
what I've seen of the game, because I don't spend a lot of time upstairs. But what I have seen of the game when I've stuck my head in his room, The game looks amazing. I'm a little late to the party on this one because I'm still playing on my PS4 Pro and my Xbox Series X, but I decided to plug in my PS4 and actually update the console for the first time in 8 months and decided to play Horizon Zero Dawn. Man,
Yeah, because they changed a lot of stuff on that, didn't they?
well, yeah, but Horizon Zero Dawn is an amazingly beautiful game.
Mm.
I mean, it really, really is. The camera controls aren't quirky. I mean, it seems to be a pretty open world. The combat controls are pretty easy to figure out. Um, there's still some linear qualities to the storyline and the progression, but I mean, as far as like the ability to explore and do things en route to your next plot point, I mean, the game looks really good. Um, I don't know. I mean, see, because like Colin has been playing. He's gotten back into playing Dragon Ball Z Kakarot, and there was some new DLC that came out for it. And but when he plays that game, he plays it on my gamer profile on the Xbox. So I tried to sign in to play Call of Duty or Minecraft yesterday, and I couldn't because it says you're currently playing on another Xbox. And I was like, okay. So I texted him and I said, "Hey, are you playing?" He's like, "Yeah, let me finish this fight." And I was like, "No, it's cool. I'll just play on my PlayStation." So I was sitting there looking at my games, and I'm like, "Man, yeah, I'll go ahead and play this." So I went ahead and tossed. It was either that or Miles Morales, and I'm like, I'm not really all that excited about finishing Miles Morales because I've heard it's really short. Um, but so I went ahead and started Horizon Zero Dawn because I've been wanting to play it for a couple of years anyway. And man, I'm just telling you, dude, that's a really fun game to play so far.
I still
I
haven't.
mean, to the point where like my wife is sitting on the couch and she's like, "Oh wow, that looks cool." I'm like, "Right?" So
I'm still doing this business. I haven't. I mean, I got into starting writing my book and everything, and after I'll show you the first paragraph. I only did like a paragraph, and I was like, I had all the stuff I wanted to write, and then it's like it shut off. So
like the creativity bug goes, I'm up and it was doing like the 3 to 5 second, the 3 to 5 second rush. I'm up. He sees me. I'm down.
yeah, pretty much. But anyways, that's pretty much it for the show for this week. Check us out on
Hey,
all.
ladies and gentlemen, by the way, yeah, not to cut you off, David, but David has been taking a more active role in our Twitter profile. Please get on there at Angry Product One on Twitter and start interacting with us. Have we decided whether or not we're going to try to buy our verification?
You haven't noticed, did you?
I did look and I didn't see it on there.
It's on there.
Is it on there now?
Yeah, it's on there now. I did it last week. They started it last week, and I was like, okay, it's actually cheaper than Ian. It's like $7.99, so it's a legitimate $8.
Oh my God, there it is. We are verified. Holy shnikes.
We have a check mark.
We have the check mark.
We're super special now that we spend $8.
So because all right, so and then Elon Musk today said in a statement that he plans on paying creators 10% more than YouTube does. So, Angry Faithful, get on the start interacting with our page. I mean, I just get on. If you're not on Twitter, create a Twitter account. It's not that hard.
Did I already put the video on there?
I promise that the Angry Me Twitter page, it's not a safe space.
That's
okay. We want you to get engaged. We want you to get involved. And I think that with Twitter under new management, I think that this is probably the best way for us to interact with our fans as close to in real time as possible. So let's do what we can to try to make that happen. Again, it's at Angry Me Product One on Twitter.
blue check mark. It was originally just white.
I'm still showing white.
Yeah. I looked at it. But yeah.
Well, it says this account is verified because it's subscribed to Twitter Blue. So, okay, is what it is.
But
all right,
it's looking right now that everybody that you have like
I know everybody's going to get a check mark.
no, it's not that. It's who you. I mean, you have a couple of stuff that's not check marked on here, but it's what you follow and everything.
Yeah. So get online. I'm the only follower our account has. That is sad. I'm lonely. Get out there. And if you're going to be on Twitter and you're going to follow anybody, follow me. I'm not verified. Not yet. Because, eventually at some point, will I? Yeah, maybe.
I have to get this follower to stop following us because they're not verified. I feel sickened now. I don't like poor people.
At old NFS Grunt. That is at old NFS Grunt. And for those of you in the know, that is at old no fucking slack grunt on Twitter. That is me. And gee, let me look at this. I'm not verified, and I've got 667 followers.
You're also in charge of the goddamn fucking Twitter account, bro.
So, come on.
Did I gotta check our? Just we'll talk about it after the show.
All right. Anyways, I'm Johnny Skelton, everybody.
I'm David Dickerman. Thank you for watching and listening.
Ace.
Flawless victory.